So the other day I uploaded this video right here, which you can check out if you haven't. And we got some comments here. Where they at? All right, so shout out to Laby. Laby requested a video about the use cases that IOTA could be used for. So I didn't have a ton of time to research this, but I thought of just a few. The first one could be cars, right? So cars are becoming more and more smart, right? Eventually, I mean, it's coming up soon here, cars are going to be, linked up to the internet and part of the Internet of Things. So your car is going to be one of your things and your Internet of Things. And so IOTA could be used for the networking and transactions of your car. Oh, there you go, right there.
A little Nissan joint.
Yeah.
A little Nissan action.
So this has already been talked about, but I'll just throw it out there as one of the use cases to where it's like, instead of having an e-pass in Florida, we got this e-pass, SunPass stuff.
It's a fucking scam.
It's just like, yeah, you'll just be paying automatically with your IOTA when you go through tolls. Even it'll be linked up to all. Man, it's so profound. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I mean,
it's hard. It's really hard to kind of explain like the overall goal of IOTA because they just have so much shit in mind.
So check this out. Like, combine that with voice to where you're just like, you got this whole Siri thing and you got the OK Google, but like with voice, you could just be talking. You're driving home. You think, oh, you want to buy flowers for your girlfriend or your wife. You just be like, hey, order me flowers and have them delivered to the house while you're driving. Yeah. So it's like your car pays for the flowers with IOTA, and when you get to your house, your wife has got the flowers.
Yeah.
This dope shit.
It's big, man. And then the thing about IOTA too is, man, is they're implementing that AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So AI was just discovered, I guess a half a year ago, about 6 months ago, actually kind of put out to light. Elon Musk put out that segment on that, and Bill Gates started talking about it. So it got light about 6 months ago, and that really gave an outlet for AI. And it looks like people forgot about that. Elon Musk went out and said AI is going to be dangerous if it's not used properly.
Oh, really?
Oh, he made a big comment on that. He said, "If we're not," and it's true. You put artificial intelligence in machines, that have capabilities to actually kill people, and it could go that far. But
even if malicious like hackers, got a vulnerability, they just like reprogram it.
Yeah, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's the thing with AI is it's not tested, but this is the future, and it is something that is going to be used. So by IOTA seeing that and already starting to take initiative in making AI able to trade and give things, it's going to make a lot of machine-to-machine trading available, which may seem crazy now, but the moment they start putting AI into machines, and I give them about a year. It was announced about 6 months ago. China working on that shit probably now. They'll be done in about a year max. Not completed fully, but AI will be out in about a year. Quote me on that too as well. And this is just like many things, man. IOTA just fucking does, man. You got fucking smart energy grid, so they can put this shit in other countries to where other countries without power can use that shit.
Oh, that's another thing you just kind of brought up is you could use IOTA for machines, computers, and whatnot to order new replacement parts for themselves.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you need more RAM, the thing is just like, oh, we need an hardware upgrade. The thing fucking upgrades itself.
It's just next level, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking next level. And I think they do it with the fridge too. They do it with the fucking fridge. They notice you're out of fucking Bud Light or some shit, or whatever drink you want, and it should just automatically orders, man. And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. We're sitting here talking about this shit, and I give it about 2 years, and everyone knows it's just gonna pop off. So
you just program your fridge for whatever you want to stay stocked on, and it stocks itself.
Yeah, man. You want anything? You want some weed? You want whatever the fuck you want? Hey, it's just gonna come. This is gonna come because in this day and age, this is really what we're going for, man, is just private security to buy whatever the fuck you want. At the end of the day, that's what cryptocurrency is buying whatever you want and not having to, go through the middleman or, damn, what if the bank sees I make this transaction? No, just buy whatever you want. And we already noticed like weed and all those other things is getting legal. So at the end of the day, it's just gonna be up to the person, to have that common sense and, I guess say professionalism, or just, just be an adult. Be a goddamn adult, and that's what's gonna end up happening with cryptocurrency, and that's why they have so much control on money, is because people aren't adults with their money. But yeah, man, I got the Tangle pulled up here. You want kind of going on that, or what you got?
Yeah, so I'm still trying to understand the Tangle fully, but the way that I understand it is that this network is so much faster because every single device that's hooked up to this Internet of Things IOTA network is a node. They're all full nodes, but they validate in a different way than the blockchain, which makes it so much faster and more efficient and scalable. So every time you submit one transaction on the network, you validate 2 previous transactions. So it's, as you can see here, it's literally more of a tangle, and it's not linear. And so it's just as secure as the blockchain, yet it's so much faster and scalable, infinitely scalable.
Yeah, and then also they do get rid of the miners, so you don't need another motherfucker to come in there and do the work.
There's no fees, so it's like
little to none.
Yeah, and so with IOTA you can actually do microtransactions since there's no fees, whereas with Bitcoin now, like, it doesn't even make any sense to send even $5 to somebody in Bitcoin because you're going to pay the same amount in fees. So you can end up paying double to send a small transaction because the fees are so high.
Yeah, no one's going to check it.
Yeah, nobody wants to validate it because the fee's so small.
Yeah, they don't want that shit. And that's the thing. That's what we're trying to eliminate. Or I'm going to say we, because honestly, I'm IOTA. And
I am IOTA.
I am IOTA, goddammit.
The I in IOTA stands for
I. But that's me. So at the end of the day, eliminating miners eliminates, fucking all the stress that comes with working, because, now you got these guys fighting for fucking, transactions, and then, now people aren't getting their microtransactions just like you said, taken care of. And who wants that, man? Like, what the fuck? You got Bitcoin and shit, you can't use it? Like, fuck.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Lots of other people in the space have said this, and I guess I'll go ahead and say it again too, but it's just, you got to research all of these projects, and, I think when we research them, it doesn't take a whole shitload of research. Like, you can kind of get the vibe once you just like dig below the surface, and you can kind of tell like who's greedy and in it for the money and who's actually trying to change the fucking world, like these IOTA people. Like, it doesn't seem to me like they're in it for the money. There's no fees, there's no miners.
Yeah, there's no miners. This is not profitable. This is just, and if it is profitable, then shit, they're doing a fucking fantastic ass job of,
Well, I think it's profitable, but it's just like the abundance goes all around, It's,
yeah.
The profit should go where the change is happening and where the real benefit is, like not just another copycat cryptocurrency that doesn't do anything other than like a store of value or whatever, but some shit that's actually useful.
Yeah, man, because it's like, you got these guys making all this money, miners and stuff, from just sending transactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so much greed. Like you said, so much greed has gotten involved with Bitcoin that it's just.
Yeah, it's like they lost. It's almost like they lost focus of like really what Bitcoin was for.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing is I wanted to point out is you got to find cryptocurrencies that know, what they're looking into the future. They're not just looking into now. Like these guys aren't looking into fucking now, man. They're just, anything now is probably just fixing bugs, but everything else is, man, it's just future. Like Bitcoin, they're so focused. They got so much money in this shit and so much energy that's just been investing in on fixing the bugs they got going now. The Segway 2X that got canceled, now they're trying to do 8X, or they're trying to split Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin Cash coming in. You got all this shit just clouding the Bitcoin, system, because anything that comes out on Bitcoin is just another title for Bitcoin. You got Segway 2X. Now Bitcoin is associated with Segway 2X. You got Bitcoin Cash. Now Bitcoin is associated with Bitcoin Cash, and then you got all these rumors floating around that Bitcoin is gonna basically make Bitcoin Cash the new Bitcoin. Like who the fuck wants to be in a community like that? Like it's all shitty. Like every time I hear somebody talk about Bitcoin, it's all, oh dude, did you hear Dropper? Did you hear this? Look, man, if you want stress in your life, go ahead, take Bitcoin all you want, pay. If you want to help and you want to put your money where it's actually going to go to good use, then hey man, IOTA's man, way to go. What you think?
So I heard this expression, and I think it's an old phrase, but I heard it again recently. I forget where, but it's the first one through the door gets shot. And I think that could be relating to Bitcoin. You know, if you look at Bitcoin, it's like Bitcoin was the first one. It was the pioneer of this cryptocurrency thing. And now it's just falling apart. I mean, all of this infighting and forking and splitting and what's the real Bitcoin and all of this shit. And it's like, it might be like the first one through the door getting shot because it's just, I don't see it going anywhere in terms of like actual use case. Like we keep saying, I mean, maybe store of value, but
I just think they don't have the time, man. Just don't invest in whatever's going on now. Like, how could you? If you're the CEO and you're working for Bitcoin, man, you're not focused on like future shit. You're focused on like trying to make transactions faster, trying to like switch. You know, I guess with Segway 2X, they're gonna split Bitcoin. You know, they're focused on that shit. They're not like, I feel like their time is not invested where it should be. Mm-hmm. You know, while these guys, they don't got no news on them. They're just fucking working. Like they're not fucking focused on you know shit hitting the fan, all that shit. They're focused on like moving forward and all that stuff. And that's why I'm with Ethereum, man. Is because like you don't hear no bad shit about Ethereum. Yeah, you might hear what was happened about they lost a little bit of money.
Oh, the parity wallet hacks.
And no has even claimed anything on that they've lost Ether.
Yeah, that was weird.
And that was a weird shit. So that that could have even been a hoax. You know what I'm saying? And everything about it is just, strictly positive and more work. And I think that's what that's where your money should go into, is more work, right? Like, why would you put your money into something where you see no change?
Yeah. So speaking of the monetary aspect here, we
got coin market cap pulled up.
Yeah, over the weekend, IOTA went up to number 9 in the total market caps here.
Yeah, man. And when did you buy IOTA? At what sense?
I bought it a week or so ago when it was almost half this. It was 30 something cents.
Yeah, I bought mine at 35.
It's shot up since then.
So I mean, we're telling you guys, and it's just like
I'm still about to buy more though. Here
yeah.
at 60 cents. I think IOTA is a sleeping giant. I mean, 60 cents.
Look at it; it's creeping up. It was just at 9 over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you got IOTA down here. I like NEM too, but we'll talk about that another day. But in terms of the IOTA, I think IOTA is a sleeping giant. I could totally see the price exploding. I mean, 60 cents.
And I just want to point out the market caps too. So just so you guys are aware, man, like, look at this. $100 trillion for Bitcoin. For what? For what? IOTA is asking for $1.6 trillion to do so much more. So much more. That's not even 1% of what Bitcoin is asking for. Come on, guys. Come on. That's all I gotta say.
Just come on.
Come on. Not asking for much, man. Not asking for much.
Yeah.
You got the chart pulled up there too.
Yeah, I could see IOTA exploding for sure. I mean, I think it's got so much potential. Dude, that David Senstaback was talking about
Satoshi.
Yeah, all of these hardware manufacturers are actually hitting them up. Like, they're not even going to other companies trying to make alliances. They're actually getting hit up by hardware manufacturers and all sorts of companies being like, "Yo, Internet of Things is the next thing. That's where everything's going. So let's make some moves."
Yeah.
What do we got to do?
Yeah, man, and just like we were talking about with the developers, man, like you got guys leaving their fucking $250,000 jobs to go work for IOTA. Like, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, one of the founders, one of the founders of IOTA is a top level mathematician. He's like a professor of mathematics.
Yeah, like he can go get a job at Harvard where he fucking wants to make.
I think he wrote the white paper